Am I on live? Oh shit. Is this working? Okay. Let me see something. So here to talk about echo chambers. And I gotta check something out real fast. Echo chambers. Um just looking at my shit. Okay, now I'll talk about echo chambers. Hold on, wait. Jeez, sorry people. Let me see something. Oh shit, okay. Working. So echo chambers. The reason why I'm gonna talk about it or bringing it up because the thing is, when people talk about certain subjects, certain groups or circles or will say, "Oh, you're doing this or that," and all they're doing is literally repeating what their echo chamber is saying, and it's not based on reality outside of that, like actual reality with people. Um, and this is not like a thing to be like, oh, against. It's not about being against associating with people that are like-minded or talking with people that are like-minded and all this stuff. This is about specifically about echo chambers and what they do. What is an echo chamber? Okay, basically an echo chamber is like you're stuck, you're like not social, and you're stuck into this little box or space of people, and you're just and also and things in that space become repetitive. Okay, and there's no research behind it. All right. No challenging of thoughts, no discovery of contradictions to work with, to deal with. Okay, and to work that out. So an echo chamber. I'm gonna give an example, and it's weird. Yeah, there's our sensitive times right now. I'm gonna give an example of an echo chamber. Okay, and it's an obvious one right now because it's what people see. So the one thing that's going on is like saying, "Oh, you're xenophobic." I'm pretty sure people heard that. You're xenophobic because you talk about the systemic suffering or situation that the Uyghurs go through in China. Xenophobic. It's very strange how they use that word too. So, okay, now what does that do? People that repeat that, they're in an echo chamber because people outside of that don't see that. People outside of that see that the whole Trump rhetoric time and the COVID-19 would created an excuse to go have hate towards Asians. Saying Asians, not Chinese, okay? Asians are Asians across the board. All right. So when you talk about Uyghurs, they'll go, "Oh, xenophobic. You're promoting xenophobia." That's not happening because the rhetoric or the talking points are completely different than some like Asiaphobia. I'm saying Asiaphobia, not xenophobia, okay? Because there's Asian hate and Asiaphobia going on, not not xeno, okay? So when you're in an echo chamber, you think that a particular group of people is creating like this particular situation because it's repeated within that echo chamber, and they're totally disassociated from the main general populace, and also very disassociated, not talking to them and not understanding what is really going on because there's so much disconnect. Okay, I don't know why there's so much disconnect. Maybe they don't really do work out in the street. They don't work at Food Not Bombs. They don't work with nurses organizations. They don't understand what's going on or how things look like or how people communicate. Okay, totally disconnected from reality. So an echo chamber does that. Echo chamber does that. I'm gonna watch even a little YouTube, a simple YouTube video on echo chambers, if I can find a cool one. But I don't. Maybe not. I might not do that. But echo chamber, what it does is solidifies your thoughts. So you're working with people that are like-minded, but it's way different than you being a social person that associate also with a like-minded people, and you have your groups that you work with and organize with when you do certain projects or jobs, right? Way echo chamber is literally like a fucking chamber, a box, an echo, and you repeat a lot of the stuff in there that has nothing to do with actual base general reality. When you start repeating stuff like that, you look weird. Like, it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, even to right wingers that probably have the actual Asian hate. It's like, what? What's going on? Ooh, what? You're giving people like ideas. Uh, uh, it's very strange. Okay, and people that use there's a weird thing that I've been noticing, that people that use China, um, China as a backup to talk or put down all Asian and ethnicities, and put them down, talking shit about Mongolians, talking shit about Uyghurs, talking shit about Tibetans, talking shit about anybody, any Asian that goes against the flow of China. I just say flow because there's a lot of political situation going on there. You know, what if it's like saying, oh, you're creating this hate towards Asians because you're talking about the Rohingya people suffering in Burma. It doesn't happen because Rohingya, they're Asians. They're Asians. Okay, many all the different people in the Burma, they're all Asians. That's why it doesn't create that. So people who say, oh, xenophobia, like the Marxist-Leninists, specifically Marxist-Leninists, because the reason why they do that, because they're worried about the PR of China, the reputation. And then also it's related with their Marxist-Leninist attachments. And so it's playing a role, a fucked up role in their head. It's not based in reality. Okay? Talking about the suffering of Rohingya in the hands of Burmese, of the junta and stuff, does not create Asian hate. Talking about the struggle of the Uyghur people, Asian Uyghurs, does not create Asian hate. Doesn't do that. You're creating that reality in your brain by repeating that over and over again in your echo chamber. Okay, it's not about associating. Echo chamber does not mean you're associating with like-minded people and all that stuff. It means you're totally disassociated with everything else and stuck in this damn box and repeating and repeating and repeating, making yourself believe that's how the bigger world looks at things. You're repeating like some interesting false reality just to justify what you want to say, or to justify, to tell other socialists to, oh, shut the fuck up. Okay, now here's another thing. Socialism has been growing in acceptance in number. Okay, and so now there's all kinds of different people getting in, understanding. A lot of them a lot of came from like the Democratic liberal side, right? So and also from the right too, surprisingly, but not as much. So there's all kinds of socialists, okay, and there's all kinds of different people diving into different ideas of socialism, and one of them is Marxist-Leninism. Okay, we still make like people that are really into socialism, not just like accepting it like the larger percentage, and they haven't really got into it. They got an idea, they haven't got into it so much. But a small percentage of that acceptance, small percentage, is really um, into the socialist ideas, discussing, and in people discussing and also debating. So it's good. Okay, those things are good. Um, the ML faction, say Marxist Leninists, okay, they're so concerned with state reputation instead of the actual ideology of Leninism, even. Okay, or they probably understand they moved forward away from that, and they go out and praise a thing called Xi Jinping thought, or they call it market socialism, which is not market socialism. But that ML group is a tiny, the most, is so such a tiny percentage of the US population that they believe what their echo chambers repeating is so tiny. Okay, that's how bad it is. Okay, it's like, wow, you can't talk about anything. You can't talk about Rohingya. You can't talk about, they're going into a level like they don't see it. Going into a level of like um what's it called? Like you can't talk about Rohingya, you can't talk about Tibetans, you can't talk about Uyghurs, you can't, well, they didn't bring up the Rohingya yet. But if I brought up something about Burma and the situation there, they probably will start defending the fucking atrocities in Burma. So maybe it's good for me to just stay quiet because damn, dude, these Marxist Leninists are making socialism look weird as fuck. They don't even have to be no Red Scare. If I told you exactly if stuff was going on in Burma, it'll be weird as fuck. And I wonder how people are gonna react. Oh, fucking ridiculous. Go study something and do some little research. Okay, understand. Okay, here's the West, here's the East. In the East, China is an imperialist power. In the West, United States imperialist power. And then they both meet in the middle too, like in Africa. Okay, who's doing more? We don't know. Do some research. Who's doing more? Who's causing more problems? Don't. It's not about reading. Also, what states says. It's also understanding geopolitics too, like trade deals and all this stuff. Because right now, the battle's not fought with guns. It's fought with money. Okay, like doing debt, trade deals. It's literally a different form of imperialism going on today. Even the United States is doing it. Okay, even the United States is doing it. They have calmed down through the whole aggressive thing more lately too. Now there's some regions, okay, they have problems. Okay, this is not just about weird. There's some problems, and imperialist states, okay, no matter who they are, all sides will take advantage of that for their particular imperialist reasons. Okay, so basically it comes down like how the Uyghurs is in between the realms of U.S. imperialism and China's systematic um, um, problem against the Uyghurs. Okay, and I'm not saying, I'm not gonna be saying oh genocide or anything, because that throws a lot of stuff off. We have to analyze what's going on there, and plus like Uyghurs been fighting this since the 50s. Okay, fighting this problem since the 50s, preserving themselves in their own culture and religion. They enjoyed some freedom and autonomy before the 50s, like between like I don't know 1920s and 50s, and um, uh, China came in CPC, just joking, comes in and just takes over that stuff, just like they did with Tibet, just like what they did with a lot of Asian regions there. I don't know why that it has to um, go that far, like expansionism, right? So it's like self-determined people who fight and the fight for their uh, self region and their own ways and tradition stuff. And most times they don't want to expand. But when it happens, when they want to expand and go further and further and take other people's countries, start telling other people how to be, saying, oh, that putting up the picture of the Dalai Lama is illegal now. It's like, what the fuck is going on? That's in Tibet. In Tibet, it's illegal to put up the picture of Dalai Lama. That'll give you an idea of how a lot of regions around there are treated. And how there's policies in place to smash that out and put like a particular type of other like culture or nationalistic culture over it. What? Oh, so yeah, echo chamber. If you're repeating certain things that's not based on reality, okay, what people don't see overall out there, you're in a fucking echo chamber, dude. Snap out of it. Get out of the echo chamber. Work with people in the street, okay, or on the ground. Or maybe I should be like a right winger, like go get a job and start unionizing, or and then I could add on to that, start unionizing and everything. That's just stupid too. But there's a major disassociation. So basically, echo chambers doesn't mean you're associating with people that share the same idea. It's just echo chambers means that you're highly disconnected and you're stuck in this world, little box that has nothing to do. Well, there's a lot of false realities that are fed into that. A lot. So anybody talking about Rohingya? Okay, you know what? Maybe I should do this. The junta, the military that control in Burma. Well, their main. Well, there's in Burma. There's been here's the thing with Burma. There's been a civil war for like since 1948, and there's like up to like 24 different militaries there. Okay. And then there's this one man military that's in control, the junta, right? And then there's this other military. There's other militaries that kind of work with the junta, but they're mainly fascists. They're ultra nationalists. They're fascists, okay? Fascists, literally. Here's the one thing that maybe it's gonna disturb a fucking ML. China. I don't know if I should say this, but maybe I should, because we were talking about the Rohingya people suffering, right? Earlier, before it wasn't creating any of this weird shit that Marxist-Leninists would like to pretend it does. In Burma, there's a military called the United Way State Army. Okay. They're major partners with the junta, and they're the strongest, like literally the strongest army there in Burma. Guess who supplies them, and guess why they're strong? And it's a fascist group. There's other armies or military groups in Burma that's literally socialist, anti-fascist, and everything. But China don't support them. China literally supplies weaponry and funding to the United Way State Army, a full-on fascist military. Holy freaking crap. It's not like USSR defeating the Nazis. No. So people need to snap out of it and start like learning stuff. Start to research a little bit, because the imperialism that's happening in Asia is real bad. And a lot of it is activated by China. You look into all the background stuff that's happening in all those Asian regions. China has their hands in it. And there's a lot of fascism going on. Okay? This is not even about xenophobia or anything. This is about anti-fascism and about people's self-determination. Were you going to go support a socialist nation that defends fascism? Wow, dude. You know what? It almost feels like there's some red-brown situation behind this on the long run or something. I don't know, but this is really weird. It's really weird. And people are not doing enough, like, looking into information or something. Or they're like so blinded from geopolitics and stuff. So you got Asian politics, you got American politics here. Okay? And then you got the imperialist powers on these sides. In a way, the reason why Marxist-Leninists don't know what to do is because they defend states that use their name. You don't have to back them up because they use your name. God damn, dude. I don't know. I'm going to be getting off. Oh, wait. Let me see if I can find some like YouTube on echo chamber. It's a simple, maybe like a 3-minute video. Hold on. I'm going to look over here. Echo chambers. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this one's a 2-minute one. Let me see if this one be good. I'm going to get the screen up. Hold on. There. Right. Boom. And let me see. Turn on audio. I'm almost done. Share. Does that came on? Did that come on? Yeah, came on. Let me see. Oh yeah, cool. Okay. That came on. Let's see what they say about echo chamber. Okay. This is simple, like 2-minute. It looked like a 2-minute like cartoon thing. Here, let me oversize the screen here. Dope. Now push play.
Can come from many different sources and perspectives. When you're only hearing the same perspectives and opinions over and over again,
could you hear the sound?
Maybe in something called an echo chamber. An echo chamber is an environment where a person only
sound on
information or opinions that reflect and reinforce their
Damn.
own.
Hold on.
Can create misinformation and distort
Let me stop.
perspective, so they have difficulty.
Oh, it's fucking low as fuck.
And discussing complicated topics. They're fueled in part by confirmation bias, which is the tendency to favor info can come from many different sources and perspectives.
Here it is.
Information can come from many different sources and perspectives. But when you're only hearing the same perspectives and opinions over and over again, you may be in something called an echo chamber. An echo chamber is an environment where a person only encounters information or opinions that reflect and reinforce their own. Echo chambers can create misinformation.
So it's a constant thing. It's like it's just too repetitive. It's not about associating with like-minded people. It's the way things are shared and the way you're disconnected. And even if it gives like misinformation, you just jump onto the misinformation. So let's look. You know.
And distort a person's perspective so they have difficulty considering opposing viewpoints and discussing complicated topics. They're fueled in part by confirmation bias, which is the tendency to favor info that reinforces existing beliefs. Echo chambers can happen anywhere information is exchanged, whether it's online or in real life. But on the internet, almost anyone can quickly find like-minded people and perspectives via social media and countless news sources. This has made echo chambers far more numerous and easy to fall into. They're also tricky to recognize, especially if you're in one. If you're ever wondering if a social group or website may be an echo chamber, stop and think. Do they tend to only give one perspective on an issue? Is that viewpoint primarily supported by rumor or incomplete evidence? Are facts ignored whenever they go against that viewpoint? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may have found an echo chamber. There's no perfect way to avoid echo chambers, but there are a few tips that can help you stay on the right track. Make a habit of checking multiple news sources to ensure you're getting complete, objective info. Interact with people of different perspectives, and take care to discuss new ideas with facts, patience, and respect. Finally, remember that just because you want something to be true doesn't make it fact. No matter where you go or who you meet, always take the time to stay informed and avoid echo chambers.
Okay, you hear this? I'm going to rewind this right here.
No matter where you go or who you meet,
it says right here, look at this one.
With facts, patience, and respect. Finally, remember that just because you...
So look at this little cartoon section. It says, birds are always right. Here's the echo chamber thingy here.
Want something to be true doesn't make it fact. No matter where you go or who you...
This is also like QAnon. QAnon is like prime example of like crazy lunacy freaking echo chamber.
You mean always take
so no matter what is said, it is considered fact. No matter what. This is how echo chambers act. No matter what echo chamber it is. It's just fact, no matter what. You can't challenge it.
Time to stay informed and avoid echo chambers.
So that's a simple cartoon. A little bit too simple.
GCF Global, creating opportunities for a better life.
Okay. Cool. I'm seeing a little cartoon here. Oh shit. Oh wait, let me stop this screen sharing thingy. So yeah, basically when people say, oh, xenophobia, they're just doing the echo chamber thing. I mean, they could have done that with when people were talking about Rohingya, talking crap about Burma, but you can't. They're all Asians. They're all Asians. Stop being so disconnected from reality. Like, wow. And also, oh, this is another thing. They'll say, oh, it's instigating war. No, it can't instigate war. China is literally a freaking superpower. What will really happen is mainly, since they're a superpower, mainly it'll fall back into a damn freaking trade war again. Okay? Trump was doing a trade war with tariffs and shit, but that's just stupid. That's just like adding more money or taxing people. That's just taxes. It's not like doing anything so much anyways. And it's like a stupid game that China was playing along with them. So, so it's just, the corporations are like, we're there, they're still there. Full power. Yeah. But what will happen is it's not really, there can't be no war. It's impossible. They're a superpower. They're literally a superpower. They're an imperialist country also. So it can't happen. Imperialist countries don't fall into those risks that they're not that stupid also, you know. What will happen will be, it'll be like, what will happen will mainly be like sanctions. There'll be sanctions. There's already sanctions being in place. But once they have more, what's it called, like evidence of what's going on over there, which is kind of adding up. A lot of evidence coming up, and then they're out looking at the policies and how it's creating this systemic targeting towards the Uyghurs. So, you know, what will happen will be just bills will be passed saying that U.S. corporations, not all corporations. I don't know what the Sweden corporations will do or corporations from Australia will do. I don't know. No, most likely the same thing. What they will do is pass a bill where U.S. corporations cannot go to Xinjiang for cotton and other products. That's it. Boom, puts a stop to it. That's what China's worried about. That's what a lot of these, there's some people that are propagandists, okay, for China. That's also protecting corporations, okay? Like, I'm gonna say it. Like Bay Area 415, okay? He's a literal corporate lawyer. So it's weird because it makes me think, is he defending China or U.S. corporations that are in China? Which was if he's protecting U.S. corporations in China, that means he's displaying himself or acting as a Marxist-Leninist. Or maybe he's a real Marxist-Leninist, but he's an actual corporate lawyer, which is really suspicious to me. That's like, I'm a bourgeois lawyer. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're a Marxist-Leninist and you're a lawyer for the bourgeoisie. It's like the capitalists. So, Bay Area 415, seems a little weird. And he does a lot of lawyerism too. I noticed the way he works is like a lawyer also, but that probably comes from it probably just comes out naturally because of his skills of being a lawyer. But because now here's another thing. So now that I said that there won't be no war, there'll be bills passed that they can't take any products from there because of the kind of labor that they're extracting it from. And then, you know, so there was a bill that was getting passed on December, I think, in Congress, or it was brought up in Congress, okay? And it was a bill that was saying that U.S. corporations cannot use forced labor in foreign countries. Okay, that's what it said. All right. That includes any country, even China. Apple, Gucci, and a few other companies got up and started lobbying against that bill. These are U.S. corporations. Now back to Bay Area 415. He's a literal corporate lawyer. So what is he trying to cover up, or what is he trying to defend, or what is he doing? Is he a propagandist for U.S. corporations, or is it like genuinely just don't want to research stuff, and because he's trying to protect the PR of MLs or countries that say they are ML. So that's the thing. Something to think about. He's an actual corporate lawyer. And people get a lot of this stuff mainly from him. And also another place is Gray Zone. Gray Zone is suspicious as fuck. It's real bad. Very fashy. Really fashy. So it's trippy. You know, because I wonder what's going on. Because a lot of the stuff that's going around in the Asian regions, like, and stuff, a lot of fashy stuff. Okay. And there's a lot of movements trying to fight against those fascist elements away and out, especially in Burma. But Burma been having a civil war since 1948. There's 24 different armies there. Like, oh man, dude, it's a lot. There's a lot going on there. And me personally, as an internationalist too, I defend straight up just the socialist fucking armies in Burma. That's it. I'm not gonna go back up some fascist army just because the state supports them. No. Hell no. That's ridiculous. Time for people to like step out of their echo chamber, out of the box, start doing some research, understand geopolitics. Trade has a lot to do with geopolitics because trade is like the modernized war stuff. It's like soft aggression or something. They're fighting through that. So trade deals, debt, all that stuff. Look into that. That gives a freaking better picture of today's geopolitical world. Okay? Understand what systemic problems are. You know, systemic is like policies that are in place that creates it easier to target a particular group of people too, or groups. So that's something to look in. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just like just say something. You know, maybe people start noticing how weird it looks. Talk to people outside. See what they think. Do they think, oh, it's the leftists that are creating the age of hate? Let's go see the real world. Like, wow, dude. Real bad. Real bad. If we start talking about Rohingya and then the states that back up those armies that did really bad things to the Rohingya people, would they call you a freaking xenophobe? Holy crap, dude. Stuff is getting a little out of hand. People got to slow down. Straight up. Because you're going to look really freaking bad. Like a year, 2 years from now. Or maybe it's meant to be. I don't know, but it's going to be bad. Really bad. I'm going to end the stream now. I hope people step out of their echo chambers for a moment. How do I end the stream? All right, talk to you guys later. Peace.